Hey guys, this is Slime103 here, and today I have a quick video on how to survive past your first night in Ark Survival Evolved. So these are just going to be about 15 tips or so on how to survive and get started and everything you need to know before you start playing Ark. So the first thing you're going to want to do is go to your options before you even start the game and change your graphics quality to medium and put sky quality down, and then you can mess with your ground clutter. You can change these similar to mine, depending on how well your computer can run the game. So just mess with these settings. You can change these in game as well to see how your computer can handle the game. And so once you have those locked in, you can play Ark. You can either join a server or play local. I'm going to play local for video purposes, so it doesn't put too much stress on my computer and connecting to a server over the internet. Alright, so after you've locked in your frames per second, you will want to spawn in the south. This is really important. After you create your survivor, it will you'll have the option to spawn in north, west, east, or south. I found I had the best survivability in the south 2 area. That seemed to work for me. It was on a beach. There are basically only dilos, and those are the only carnivores. And then if you go a little bit farther, you'll start seeing some carnos. Those are basically some carnivores that will try to attack you. Dilos are pretty easy to take care of. You're gonna want to watch out for carnos when you're first starting out. So yeah, the third tip, learn the controls and your hotkeys. So if I go back to the options screen, make sure you know these controls. There's a lot of quick hotkeys that will help you be able to run away from a dinosaur and shoot at it at the same time, and access your dinosaur so you can run away and move weight to your dinosaur. All these sorts of things that are going to help you. Tip number 4, use the right tools. So this is really important for gathering resources. Basically use your pick to get thatch and flint from stones and such. It will give you all your secondary resources, and then for your primary resources you're going to want to use the hatchet. It gets me wood instead of thatch, and it gets me stone instead of flint. Most of the time, yeah, there we go, stone. I don't really want stones because they're pretty heavy. That's actually not too many. So yeah. Number 5, you're going to want to build a shelter. This is really important for surviving the night, especially if you're trying to survive in a more hostile area with a lot of carnivores. It's really important that you also build a shelter on servers, because on servers, players can, when you log out, your body still is in the server and it will just lie on the ground wherever you log out. And they can basically just come and kill you, even if you're not online. So that's pretty cheap. So make sure that you build a shelter and use it. Make sure you put a lock on your door. That's also really important. Otherwise, random players can just come into your house and use your door, which you don't want. After you build a shelter, you're gonna want to build a bed, so that you can spawn directly where your shelter is instead of having to spawn in a random location or start a new character. And that way you can get back to where your dinosaurs are, or your storage and stuff like that. And then yeah, it'll just basically allow you to survive the night better. Don't get overconfident. That's my sixth tip. Don't get overconfident. The dinosaurs are very dangerous. Even the herbivores. They will kill you if you aggro them, and then carnivores will just attack you anyways. So if you're trying to kill a dinosaur for raw meat or hide or whatever it is, try to stick to killing dodos and dilos when you first start, because they have the least amount of health and they're pretty easy to kill. And then you can pretty much get all the supplies you need until you're able to tame your own dinosaur and kill bigger things. Something to note is even when you have a dinosaur, you're still vulnerable. So don't try and like kill a T-Rex when you have a turtle to protect you, because that's not gonna work. They'll just kill you and your turtle, and then you'll be a very sad person. So number 7, make sure you use the map. You can use the map by pressing M, and you can set waypoints on your map by pressing P. And then basically it gives you your location and allows you to find your way around. Also use the obelisks. There's obelisks all around the island. There's a green one right there, and I think that might be a white or a blue one. And so yeah, you can use those for navigations. Also use the moon and the sun. The sun rises in the east, sets in the west. So that gives you another point of reference for finding your house. Oh, I fired one out. Press F just to go directly to inventory things for your dinosaurs and just anything. Yeah. Let's see what else I have. Tip number 8. So after you get started, you get pretty settled in Ark. You found a way to survive pretty well, but you want to know how to level up. How do I get the most XP so that I can craft all these amazing things and build this amazing house? So from experience, the thing that I felt gives you the most XP is just killing dinosaurs. Even just killing dodos, that will give you a pretty reasonable amount of XP. And also taming them will give you a huge amount of XP, which will be really great. Plus you get a dinosaur. And then crafting large items and just collecting resources, but mostly crafting. So basically I leveled up from level 14 to level 18 just from gathering enough resources and crafting all of these wooden foundations for my house. So crafting definitely gives you a lot of XP. Tip number 9, make sure if you're on a server, join a tribe. It will make everything a ton easier and faster. If you're playing, also make friends. Oh, I'm getting dehydrated. Make friends, so like say you meet someone who's you ally with him and he's level like 55 and you're only level 10, he can craft a lot more things than you can craft. So if you get enough resources, you can maybe give him the resources and then he can craft that for you if you're not able to craft that because you're not a high enough level. Just getting some water. And then, so yeah, on single player, obviously you don't have any teammates. So it's really important that you tame dinosaurs. Which leads me to tip number 10. First dinosaur to tame. This can be really important and super helpful. I recommend the trike or the turtle. What's he actually called? I'm not sure if his actual name is, but yeah, the turtle. This guy right here. Basically, they have a lot of weight, so they can carry stuff for you. He has 250. And I believe the trike has like 365, yeah. So they can carry a lot of stuff for you if you don't want to craft storage to store your items. And they're also very good at protecting you, and they have a lot of health, so they won't die super easily. Whereas if you only have a Parasaur as your first tame and you get attacked by a Carno, the Carno's odds might just be better than yours, and he could kill your Parasaur pretty easily, and possibly you. Also, the Phiomia, very easy to get a saddle for and tame. They're pretty reasonable, like the Parasaur, for riding and getting places quickly, but they're not very good at protecting you or not dying easily because they don't have that much health. On a side note, when you're walking around, collect as many berries as possible. What this is going to allow you to do is, say you run into a random dinosaur, you're level 5 and you spot a level 1 trike, and you think that's something you might want to take on. If you're walking around collecting a bunch of berries, then you'll have enough berries to start a random tame maybe. Then you can go back to your house and obviously get more berries if you need to, but you'll have enough berries to start that tame. So that's pretty important. And then you'll obviously later need to feed your herbivores with berries. You can just collect berries by pressing E over a bush or bamboo. Pretty simple. Tip number 11. When you create your house, obviously you're going to want to create a thatch house really quickly so you can get shelter, survive the night. But once you get the availability of crafting wood stuff, you can place the wood directly over the thatch. So, for example, when I had a thatched down foundation, in order to replace it, I thought you had to demolish the thatched foundation, then place your wood foundation, but that just destroyed my mortar and pestle, so I lost a good amount of stone and hide, so I had to go get that again. But you can actually just place the wooden foundation right over the thatched foundation, and it'll just break it for you, and then all your stuff on top of it won't break. So that's pretty good to know, especially if you have like a bed or something. You don't want to have to recraft that. Tip number 12, there's level caps. So I believe the max player level is like 65 or something, not completely sure. And then on your dinosaurs, from the base level you tame them at, they can also gain level as you tame them, but from the base level you tame them at, you're gonna need to, as you level them up, they're only going to be able to gain 45 levels. So if you have you tame a level 1 dino and then you level him up 45 times, his max level is going to be 45. But if you find like a level 15 and you level him up all the way, you'll get an extra 15 levels, so you can get to level 60. So that's pretty good to know, especially if you want to tame a limited amount of dinosaurs. You want to try to get the most efficiency, etc. when you tame them. So that's something to be aware of. Number 13, something that I did was I disposed, or basically dropped all my spoiled meat. I just dropped it on the ground. You don't want to do that. Save your spoiled meat, because in order to tame dinosaurs you need to use narco berries to keep them unconscious after you knock them out. Once you get spoiled meat, you can craft them with narco berries to craft narcotics, which are basically sort of an advanced taming thing that allows you to like get better taming efficiency and keep them unconscious longer. So just save them, and then also scorpions are, I'm gonna go get that. Scorpions eat spoiled meat, so you're going to want to save it in case you want to tame a scorpion later. But in general, don't try not to just dispose of random items. I mean, you're probably going to find a use for it someday, so I just plan on keeping it unless it's something like stones. They're pretty heavy and you might want to just throw those away. But other than that, there's a lot of stuff you can craft, so I just keep your resources so you don't have to gather them again. Okay, so the last tip, Oh well, there's a side note. If you get a supply drop nearby, it can be really helpful to go get the supply drop, because it could have some really useful stuff in that could help you out a lot. In general, try to stay close to home, because you don't want to go into carnivore territory and get eaten. But yeah, so if you can get these supply drop, the little crate will start at the top and come all the way down, and when it's at the bottom you can get it. But yeah, last tip, if you press tab you can type gamma, and then put a number, and that will change your lighting. So if you change it higher or lower, that affects your lighting, and it will allow you to see better at night, etc. So if you're at night, maybe you can't see and you know there's a carnivore around, you can hear it, you just don't know where he is. Up your gamma, change that, and then it will allow you to let me just get this. I'll take that too. Just everything but the stones. Yeah, so it'll allow you to see better at night. I think that's all I have for today. If you have anything I left out, obviously I left out a lot of basic stuff. I felt that was pretty well covered in other videos out there. But none of the videos I saw out there really helped you get past the first night. They just help you get to the first night, and it's pretty easy to get to the first night, but you know, once that sun goes down, there's carnivores, you're not able to see very well, and if you don't have a shelter, it can be pretty hard to survive past your first night. So yeah, I don't know if I mentioned this already. Don't go swimming, because that's the first way I died. There are megalodons and mega piranhas in the water, so just be aware of them. Try to stay in shallow areas, and then yeah. So I think that's about it. Hopefully this video helped you out a lot. I know these tips would have helped me a lot when I was getting started, because I had no clue how to survive. I think I died about 5 times before I actually spawned here and got spawned in South 2 and got this little hut started. And then obviously if you play on servers, it's a little bit tougher because there's other players, and they'll just kill you for fun or just kill you to take your stuff. So yeah, this Ark Survival Evolved is a pretty tough game. It has a lot of fun stuff you can do. Hopefully this will help you survive to do all that great stuff. And yeah, okay, thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.